Brothers and sisters, thank you, salute. And if you're alive and breathing, you already know we are back to conquer another day, another year, and another decade. And salute to the current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that view. I thank you, and always got to keep that appreciative spirit. Man, that's what keep us what? Righteously motivated. So if you are righteously motivated, you know, I like saying that it just has a good feel to it. You know I say that a lot, but just like to throw that in there because, you know, as many teachers say, and as we learn on this divine walk, evil can have spirits. So that's why we got to make sure it's a righteous spirit. So I don't want to just people think I just say that, just be saying it. I try to drill it into oneself so I can keep that righteous spirit within me, so I can exude it to those who listen and those I encounter, whether, you know, family, children, significant other. Y'all know what I always say. So welcome to the new level. I don't call it new year. I call it a new level, you know, a chance to do better than we did, you know, as we say, a chance to, you know, learn from yesterday and make it better today. Because you've heard me say many times, you know, what we do righteous in the present always and forever and ever and ever benefit us in the future. Hands down, man. And I honor thy ancestors, those who fought hard to get many of us in the state that we are in, that did it with the least amount of tools, and that's brother or sister, that were generals, you know, that fought through tooth and nail and did not back down and stood tall. As a song I made here recently. Check it out. It's on my channel. And look for my son, Lord Lamont. We'll be working on his music too. And yeah, we had to listen to a father and son discussion podcast we did. I think it was New Year's Eve, and it was. I really enjoyed those moments with my son, Lord Lamont, Aaron, aka Lord Lamont. And one love to all my children. You know, I talk about them all the time. You know, having 3 of them I haven't talked to in a while, which is my 2 daughters and Elijah. You know, they live in different parts of the cities and states, and not making no excuses, just life, circumstances. But I love them, and I'm sending that great energy out to them, as well as my biological brother, Marlon, and my sister, Shahina, and my other brother, Cadius, his name Cadius, you know. And he's my brother on my father's side. And my father, may he rest in peace and in power. And one love to my family, you know. And that's those in my circle, and maybe not biological, my family too. Brothers and sisters I met along the way. Real good friends, you know. I don't consider them friends anymore. Whether there's long distance or they're immediate, still family, especially if they played an important part in the lessons of one's life and one's growth. You know, we never forget those that played a part in our growth. You know, it could be something small or something major. You know, sometimes great things come from something that's small. Righteous, though, you know, it just depends on how we perceive things, how we are as an individual, brother or sister. And it's wonderful when we can have that honor, right? That's why I always say honor thy ancestors, you know, and we honor that great divine, you know, Mother Nature, Father Time, you know. We honor that nature, that positive force that's in us when we wake up. And as I say thank that great divine every time we wake up, man, for waking us up and more before our feet touch the floor, if we can. But make it a habit, do it, so that can set that foundation in the morning. You know, let's get real with the strength of this righteous spiritual power that a lot of us have come upon or working on, you know. And having honor is our superpower. Real talk. It really is. And you already know I want to read a summary. And before I go on, I like to place gold over our families. May all of our families prosper and everything we touch turn to gold. Real talk. And those that we held dear, you know, that were righteous, that meant something to us, may they that transitioned, may they rest in peace and in power. Real talk. Never forget those that meant something to us, because their righteous spirit is among us. You know, we never talk of our, you know, those that meant to us. We'll never talk about them in past tense. They are with us. You know, their body laid to rest, but a righteous spirit lives on, because You know, whether somebody just, you know, transition because of natural causes or life or tragic or whatever. You can rid, like I say, you can rid the body or however way the body leaves this world, but you can never rid the spirit, especially if it was a powerful, righteous one and had a real, like a real powerful impact. You know, that spirit will never die. You can rid the body, but you can't kill the spirit. Real talk. So that's where honor comes in, because that honor carries through even when we transition. That's why it's important to carry it. That's why that great divine gives us the gift of honor and understanding one another, you know. And like I say, studying our emotions. We get emotions, but we study them, you know. We channel our emotions, you know. We harness different things, and that's what self-awareness is all about. I used to say all the time, self-awareness is the best education. But we need all things under that great divine. Like I say, scientifically, educational, and of course, that righteous spirituality. It's beautiful when you can combine those three and understand and be able to incorporate them into different parts of our lives. You know, that's the way we see person, place, or thing. And mostly, what's the most important of all, when we reach that honor within. How do we reach that honor? What will make us reach that honor? Something we always say. Gotta take that good old walk within. And I'm talking deep. It goes deep. I'm talking about we gotta really dig in and dig up that crap underneath so we can manifest great things and put it out to the world. Humanity and or culture. Always gotta have a broader picture. Above and beyond. Man, always keep our sights above and beyond. And welcome to Mr. Honor. That's the brother on my banner here. He's a representation of honor. And notice, he has no jewelry on, no designer clothes, and he's not even smiling. Not that he's serious all the time, but when it's time to be focused on certain things, have to be focused. Especially if we got what? Children, family, significant other, those in our circle that we care about. You know, have to get serious sometimes, not all the time, but there are times in our lives we have to get serious, stay focused, and buckle down. You know, again, what we do righteous in the present will benefit us in the what? Fill in the blank. You know, you live over time, as my grandmother said. May she rest in peace and in power. As I said, I bring that up every now and then. That's the spirit of my grandmother that will never leave me. She used to always say, keep living. You'll learn everything you need to go under, or everything you need to know in this life. Just keep living, but live in that righteous road. You know, have high sights, high expectations. Never live by the expectations of social media, person, place, or thing, especially if you feel in your gut that it's not right or toxic. That's something we got to stop doing. We got to pay attention to those intuitions and instincts. You know, stop ignoring them. You know, usually most of the time, what I have experienced, and I'm sure many other teachers have, brothers or sisters have experienced, the first instinct is usually the correct. Usually, because we always talk about the woulda, coulda, shouldas. So think back to all those woulda, coulda, shoulda times. That's our lesson. That's how we know. The first instinct is usually the correct one. That's why we always work on that what? That inner deep core. Man, I'm telling you, you will have a superpower when you really study honor. And I want to read a summary, as I always do, and read a little summary about honor. And we're going to have another meditative moment. Let's go just a little deeper into honor. And we all know what honor is, as I said, about other words that I have read in definitions. But remember, when we look words up and, you know, research words and really get the real meaning of it, we go in deeper and we see even deeper into things. It's beautiful when we can look in things and not just at them, as I learned from a great teacher. I'm telling you, when you honor thy teacher, you honor yourself. But what's that being that we honor first? That great divine and other two forces, Mother Nature and Father Time. Man, we have to have an appreciative spirit. If we don't have an appreciative spirit, how will we be? We won't be able to advance in life. If we miserable and we're not striving to be better within oneself, and we don't care, when we have no focus or not aware, that's a dangerous place to be. You have to have some kind of purpose or focus to get on in this life. And I ain't just talking about getting a job and a career either, because it all starts in the mind. The mind is no joke, real talk. So I want to read this summary of honor. High respect, great esteem. Notice that, and I want to talk about that word esteem, because that was a challenge for me, decades ago. I'm gonna read it again. High respect, great esteem. That's one of those divine things from having honor. Man, high respect and great esteem. And that's for oneself and everybody else. Okay, that was number one. Let's go to number two, summary. Regard with great respect. With great respect. That great divine. Like I said, if you honor thy teacher, you honor yourself. Man, with a great student makes a great teacher, and vice versa. When we can just learn from one another, learn each other's differences, brother or sister, whether in our families or reachers and teachers, maybe in the world or online. Man, when everybody's on one accord and we understand each other's different quirks and different things that we can do, and something I always say, nobody's better, just different. When we can understand things like that, do you know the power that we will have? Man, we really will connect to that higher power. Real talk. And I want to read that first summary. High respect, great esteem. And that esteem word, now you hear those that teach on the psyche, and because I know a little bit about it, but I'll never claim that I'm an expert on it, because I teach off experiences, as a lot of other teachers do, brothers or sisters. Salute. But as I said a few minutes ago, that esteem thing, it takes some are able to deal with that a little quicker than others. That was kind of a tough area for me. I say it was tough, and then it became challenging, because they say tough and challenging is two different things. But I have to be honest, it was actually kind of tough, to work on that esteem thing and those little emotions inside of us. And when we hear something from person, place, or thing, and it touches a nerve, as I said on a podcast, Hard Truth, and I talked about in there, when something hits that nerve, and from whatever we hear, I'm just giving an example, that's when we'll know who we are, like going through a storm or going through a challenge or something that we might think that is bad. It depends on how we perceive things, because sometimes we can think things are bad and really not. It just depends on how we perceive them. And a lot of us talk about things like this, and that great esteem, when you have honor, it helps with that esteem. When you just have honor and respect for one another. Like I say, if you don't have anything malice or bad deep within, and you just have love, not soft love now, but just love overall, you have nothing to worry about. That's why you hear so many of us teach on that psyche and things we carry. Because if you're not carrying anything bad or evil, anything malice deep within, you flow through life so freely. And that's the ultimate freedom. Not having money and it's good to have your own, have a little money and have a good job, and have your family intact, and just spreading love and connecting. But the most freedom of all, man, is just knowing oneself and carrying that honor, and knowing that you don't have wrong intent within. Everything else will fall in place. All our needs, all our wants, our natural wants now, will come when we carry that honor, even through the storm, even when it's not easy, as my son said on the Father and Son podcast we did New Year's Eve. And the title of it was, what was the title of that? I'm trying to remember Upgrade. Upgrade is a state of mind. Man, just coming up with titles like that. And many of us are brilliant and creative like this. A lot of brilliant minds out there. We just got to keep that in our spirit. No one's better, just different. Great Divine gave us all gifts and abilities and talents, different gifts and abilities and talents for a reason, because there's always something one brother can do that another brother can do. There's always something that one sister can do that can't do or another one. That's how it goes, and it fits together like a puzzle. A lot of us know this, though. Real talk. A lot of us know this. As me and my son and I talked about how we can see how this year is the best time to be alive, especially those who are awake and really see things far beyond ourselves, and it is. We are making history. We literally, this is history. A lot of us that are teaching, and I'm not saying me, I'm just saying in general, a lot of us are teaching, we going to be in somebody's book. Real talk, we going to be in somebody's book. And I want those righteous content creators, the real ones now, emphasis, because I'm connected to some good content creators out there. I'm telling you, this is history. We're making history. You're going to be in a history. This is going to be the new revived, if I said that right, history book. This is a great time to be alive. Like Lord Lamont says, salute to my son. He has some insight. He's going through a transformation stage of, trying to maintain, like we all did, brothers and sisters and my family. We all been through what he's going through. He's right in the middle. He came right in the mix of the new technology and all that, because he's seen it like come into play. So he was able to see it. He wasn't born in it, so he's able to kind of see on the outside of it. And that's beautiful. And salute to all the young brothers and sisters that have a heightened self-awareness, because it's beautiful and it's a rarity, and it's not easy to maintain or have sometimes. That's why we do things like I'm doing now. Study, we look up things, like I always say, look up stress and, different areas, things we deal with, whether physically or out in the world in our life or with ourselves. Look it up, pinpoint it. I don't care. I've said in the past, I don't care if it's the word sky. Look it up, These are things that will advance us, advance us and enhance us. Real talk. I ain't trying to sound smooth, but it's just wonderful when you finally know oneself and person, place, or thing. And you just understand, observe, and keep what? That honor. That's our superpower, man. Like I say, when you ain't carrying nothing bad within, you have nothing to worry about. And enjoy the journey and keep it moving, and you give love, share love. And what will happen when we are true, deep within, it will come back. And what is that? The law of attraction, brothers and sisters. That's what make teaching and being a great brother and sister and being giving, of course we have intuition and know who to give to and who not, but those are the things that make great things come back. That's what we do all this for. And we teach those along the way, because that's what that great divine wants us to be like it does. We say life is the best teacher. We are a part of life. We are breathing life. So we teach like life does. We appreciate life. Guess what? Life will appreciate us. And I want to give my brothers and sisters 4 things. I talked about this before. I call it the 4 I's. And these are tools you can take to maintain, I say take or use to maintain our honor and respect and keeping ourselves straight when we hear different things. Because you always got to be ready for things that may come off the left. And that's whatever that is. That's why we study, analyze, self-therapy, Just keep ourselves in a what? Anticipation mode. Not paranoid, just ready. So I want to give 4 tools we can use. We can look them up, write them down. Just things to put in our subconscious. I call it the 4 I's. And I talked about this before. The first one is introversion. Introversion. That's when we connect to God, the real God, Mother Nature. Introversion. And we do this sometimes, not all the time, because we do have to connect to what? Family, children, significant other. I always say that. Introversion helps with the connection of that God spirit within. Okay, the next I. Remember I said 4 I's. The next I, intuition. Sharpen our intuition. Introversion helps with that. Sharpening our intuition. Think about our day. Think about the day before. Think about the day, tomorrow. That's how we keep ourselves focused and kind of, like I said, seeing clearly. Sharpen that intuition. Introversion helps with that. Okay, the third I, instincts. In those 2, introversion, intuition, it helps sharpens instincts. It all intertwines and connects. Helps with our instincts, sharpens our instincts. Like I said a few minutes ago, usually, most of the time, the first instinct is usually the correct one. And knowing those instincts and sharpening our instincts, we miss a lot of toxic bullets, so to speak. And that's person, place, thing if they're toxic. So work on those instincts. Okay. Last but not least, the fourth I, impulses. That's the thing. That's the most important one of all. And you'll hear me talk about impulses a lot. Impulses, because all of these I just read, they all tie into our psyche. Remember, every part of the body matters. That's something else me and my son talked about on that Father and Son podcast. Upgrade is a state of mind. Man, if you can keep your impulses in check and be able to watch them and not jump off of them, especially if it's something wrong, if you can keep them in check, man, you literally you would be almost invincible, because you'll miss a lot of stuff. And impulses connects into playing out scenarios. I say this example a lot. If we're entering something important, no, I'm talking about something that's real important, that's vital, whether it's negative or positive, we always play out the scenario, see how things could go or would go. And this helps us to, like I say, dodge a lot of toxic bullets, and that's within ourselves or in the world. Remember, it's above and beyond thing. But always gonna start with what, brothers and sisters? Man, self. Always gonna come. It's like the circle of life, like I say from time to time, you step outside that God's zone, you might stray for a while, but we always end up coming back to that great higher power. We always come back. So just stay with him. Stay with it, that force, that being, higher supreme being, not a he or a she, something that none of us can see, because Mother Nature is she. That's how I look at it, just my opinion. Great divine is the he, and Mother Nature is the she. I would say, like, the divine is the sun, and then you got Mother Nature, then you got Father Time, So that's just my own thing, just comes, it's just what comes up, drops in our divine spirit, what comes up comes out, So, but that's just something I want to share. And, carrying honor, man, that's our superpower. So if you have that deep within, let nothing stop that, and do whatever it takes to maintain a place of peace. If you have gotten there, brother, sister, young or old, family member, because it's not easy sometimes. But as I said on a on a past podcast, the better we do, the more we do something that we love, and that's whatever that is. The reward is we get better at it, and that great divine will elevate us. Mother Nature, man, will take us even higher. Next level. Let's not look at it as another year. This is a new level. You know what I'm saying? A level that, like I say, we in a space where it's a great time to be alive. As I told my son, I can tell this year is more different, or this level is more different than any other level, because I can see the intensity in everyone. It's like I say, you got the toxic individuals out there, but I can see the righteous brothers and sisters gaining momentum, but you have to be in that space to see it. You can't be blinded by toxic, evil shit. We have to be as clean as we possibly can. No one's perfect, but what I always say, we can always strive to have perfect intentions. I'm telling you, we do our best. That great divine, Mother Nature, Father Time, will do the rest. So carry that honor, because that is our superpower. And then my brother on my banner here, I call him Mr. Honor. That's Mr. Honor there. As I said, you see, he has no gold on, no designer clothes. All he has is his weapon in his hand and his honor. Because a lot of times, that's all we need. All this other shit on this outside material thing, status, being known, it's okay if you're righteous within, But if you don't have honor doing all this, it'd be all for nothing. So keep that honor, brothers and sisters, because that is our superpower. And don't forget that, real talk. So that's my thought. And thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion. Grateful, and I'll keep teaching and keep pushing on and keep sharing that great energy that so many other great teachers share with me, and as well as my family. And current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that view, may that great divine bliss or bless you in your life. And salute to the real like-minded content creators out there. Emphasis on real. May that great divine bliss or bless you on your walk and your divine goals in your life. And I honor my family. Salute. I honor your family. Salute. I honor my children. Salute their mothers. Salute brothers and sisters all over the world. Salute. May you please keep that ultimate peace in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. Salute. Have a great one, okay?